It's me, resisting loving me.
Welcome to The Outsider Within, a space for honest conversations about the experience of being different. This is part two of my conversation with Cassandra Allen. In this part, we explore how music, identity, and self acceptance intertwine, beginning with the song Resistance. Let's continue. Cassandra, I know you said earlier that music's one of the big
Mm,
parts of the way you regulate and manage and all of that.
yes.
And I wanted to ask, is there a song that's made you feel seen?
Yes. It's interesting. I went through a period of time listening to this band called Muse, and even when my kids were younger, they always really hit the spot for me, and I never really knew why. Sometimes I didn't even know what the lyrics were.
Mhm.
I could make it up. And in particular, I remember my kids coming on the journey with me. I'd tell them this song is about all these things, and they'd get right into it. And I didn't even know if the song was about that. But we'd be driving in the car, so music was always the thing. The kids enjoyed it, I'd enjoy it. So Muse was a really great band, and I went and saw them live. And again, I just would walk away every time. This band just really, I feel so good when I listen to them. But then I also realized other things. And then after getting ADHD diagnosis, I guess, yeah, it helped me to understand the why. And I
Mhm.
still love them. I think they're great. I haven't listened to them a lot recently, but yes,
Yeah.
there's particular songs, obviously, but yeah, and they're really musically just so creative, intelligent, and it's heavy, but it can be quite soft. It can be sad. It can be angry. It kind of suits my moods, I guess. As an ADHD person, some days I'm like that, especially if I haven't taken my medication. I'm like
Yeah.
up here, down here, all over. So it helps
That's life,
regulate
isn't it?
me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fantastic. And so, what is your chosen song for
Hmm.
today?
Yes, okay. So my chosen song for today is a song called Resistance.
Is our secret safe tonight?
I have emotions.
Yes.
How'd you find that?
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
As I said, I've resisted watching it. Good choice of words.
I
But
know.
the sadness at the beginning, and then I kind
Hmm.
of attached that to the piano. So when that came back in later, I just felt this overwhelming sadness again,
Yes.
which is still sitting with me. But then, for me, the love is our resistance, and
Mm.
what a beautiful, powerful
Yeah.
way to resist. Because I just believe love is everything, and if
Yes.
that's how we resist, then yeah,
Yes.
go.
And this is what I realized it's about it just so resonated with me because it's me resisting loving me. And even now, I get emotional. Actually, it was interesting to hear it because usually I have it very loud and I'm singing, jumping, everything. And often, if I've got a new idea, it's the song I want to play to make me put it to fruition, or, it's very empowering to me as well. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
sadness, which is why when you asked which song, I thought that is perfectly, it sums me up. Just the
Mm.
whole tempo, everything. Yeah. So anyway. Good
Wow.
song. Good song. But yeah,
I
sitting
could,
there still for the first time listening to it, I could just feel all these emotions coming up and down, but then I could feel the,
yeah.
oh, I love that part. Yeah, that it lifts me up. It really also energizes me and helps my focus, I guess. So
Yeah.
it celebrates my neurodivergency and I hope it helps others too.
I'm sure it will. So,
Mm.
why is this song so significant? How did you find it? Tell me about your journey to
Mm.
get here. It's,
Yeah, the journey to get here, well, yes. Like I said, this band, I've listened to them for years, actually since the 90s. Used to have all their CDs. So then Spotify became a thing and I just listened to them a lot. And
yeah.
then that song just kept resonating and resonating. So I'd listen to it. And then I looked at the words.
Mm,
Yeah, it made a lot of sense as well. But even prior to knowing what the lyrics were, it stuck with
yeah.
me at that whole sense of, yeah, just accept yourself. It's okay.
Yeah.
It could be wrong, but so what?
Yeah. It
And the part
could be
two,
wrong, but
yeah.
it should have been right. It could be wrong to let our hearts ignite. It could be wrong, could
Mm,
be wrong. Are we digging a hole? Could be wrong. This is out of control. Like,
hmm that's another part that resonates. Even now, I'm getting goosebumps. Could be wrong, but it's out of control. That's right. And
yeah,
sometimes I feel like that in situations where you're like, oh my gosh, like just let's move forward. It could be good too, and that's where the that saying as well, if you change the way you look at things, it can change. Your whole perspective can change.
mm,
And that's been another new thing for me, realizing that everyone's got their own perspective. That's okay.
yeah,
It's about what matters to that person, but also to me. So, yeah, I'm also open to hearing other people's stories, which is what I love in my job, because it's their story. It's mattered to them. And I get people that'll say, oh, no, but look, I'm probably not as bad as someone else. No, 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 no. It doesn't matter. It is to you,
yeah.
which is like with music, I guess. It's about how it resonates with you. Someone might not
Mm,
like this song, might not resonate with them, but that's okay. But yeah, but I
yeah.
think the music as well, I just think they're great musicians. It's only a three-piece band too, and what they put out, like I say, it's very empowering.
I do find that incredible. Like a three piece can be so
Mm,
huge, and there's so much.
yeah.
I don't know even what the word is, but just the way the
Mm,
sounds are choreographed, that's
yes.
also deliberate to make it what it is.
Yes.
It's not just like everybody just plays their bit and whatever. It's
Mm.
that collaboration.
And if you
It's
see in the film clip, there's that part where the audience is there. That's what it's like. That and imagine being in that energy. It is something else. So there's one thing to listen to it as a solo listener, but
yeah,
when you're in a concert and you're seeing all those people jumping up and down, like it is, it's so up. It's like the roof lifts up, And yeah, I think
yeah,
I also enjoyed that when I was younger. Maybe not as much now, being in that much energy with that many
yeah,
people. But I still get the sense, the feel from it because I would have done
yeah.
that when I was younger.
Yeah, there's something that takes
Mm,
music to another level, isn't there, when you're actually there
there
for live
is.
music
Yes,
and
that's
that
right.
experiencing it. Like I think what I used to
Yeah,
love was I wasn't just hearing it and it wasn't just
yes.
being in amongst other people also loving it, but you physically felt it all
You
because it was so
physically.
loud. So,
Yes, yes, that's right. And there's something
yeah,
about the beats too. So again, I think, that must I find it actually can be really regulating as well for the self, And it
yeah,
can certainly snap me out of a bad mood, which I also love having music to go to. There's others I have, but this is another one of those go-tos if I need to hear something today, even though there are some sad parts, but it depends. That's the journey
yeah.
though, I think. It's up, it's down, it's
It's
yeah,
life, isn't it? Like that.
life. One minute we're listening to
Yeah.
soft, beautiful piano, the next minute we've got heavy rock guitars and bass, and it's all
Yeah.
happening. Drums, yeah, I love it.
That, yeah, I just found that so powerful emotionally. And I think
Yeah,
often I listen to music in the background. It's like as a regulation, I'm just listening to it while I'm doing stuff, but just to sit and listen and
yeah,
watch
right.
and just be absorbed in the
Mm,
moment. Not as good as being there live, but
I know
just
what you
fully
mean.
paying
Yeah,
attention as opposed to
yeah.
just, yeah, regulating with it. You've got a
Mm.
favorite part for the song?
Yeah, the part is the chorus. The uplift, it's why I love it so much. All of a sudden you feel it up, but then I feel that in my
Yeah.
body as well. And as I said, that's just being alone, but even going to a concert, yeah,
Yeah.
you come away and the adrenaline, like talk about get your dopamine. I'd be happy for hours after seeing them live.
Yeah.
Whereas the songs is good, it's in the moment. It'll uplift me and as I said,
Yeah.
it will also help me focus. With the song, the fact that it goes up and down is a good feeling inside as well because
Mhm.
that's life as well, and especially as my journey as an ADHD woman and with trauma and everything, I find it very empowering. Having had also been a victim once in my life, if you understand what I mean. So
Mm.
again, it's so important music, and even with my clients, if they have, they say music it's very good. And sometimes I might say to them, how long ago was it that you actually listened to some music? And they'll be like, oh, it's been a while. Okay, get in the car, turn it up, go for it. And yeah.
Definitely. Let's rewatch the chorus.
Love is out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like it's just sort of this
Mm.
slow, and then just at
Mm.
the end, there's this big,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
piano
How
comes
how
back
is
in.
that?
It's like, oh, don't leave the sad bit out. That's good. I just
Yeah.
that power. Um,
Mm.
and then we
Well, you're
can,
feeling that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's good.
yeah. But tell me, because this is your song, not my song. This,
No, 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 no. It's good to actually hear someone else's take on it that hasn't heard it before. So there you go.
yeah. So before the chorus.
Yes.
What's it like for you compared to
Mm.
when the chorus hits and certainly by the end of the chorus? Take me through
Mm.
that journey, that internal
Sure. Yeah.
world.
Yes. Well, I think it resonates so much because it feels like that's been my journey in life as well. There's been a lot of drama, there's been tragedy, there's been trauma, quite a lot. I've also been part of intergenerational trauma. So I think it speaks to that part. And that's why I think I love the up and down as well. But then there's also you know what, there's hope. It could be out of control, but that's okay. He's going to get through it. And that's when that lift comes. I love it because then
Yeah,
it sort of explains the life for me as well. Of it's all right. There was sadness, there was trauma. It's cool.
yeah,
There's always hope. And then, yep, it'll calm down again. And yeah, as you say, it depends. It might feel. It's probably why too I feel emotional just listening to it.
yeah,
I actually could feel tears building up before, but that's because it's reflective of the whole my life journey. Mm.
yeah.
Of the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly. What most
It's
people have.
it's so powerful. Um,
Mm.
in preparing, as I said, I didn't want to listen. I wanted to save that to when we were together, but I
Yes.
did read about it, and
Okay.
it's what I was reading was it was about the two of the main characters from 1984 and how love was really forbidden. Um,
Yes.
and I guess where the lyrics are is our secret safe. Um, and even with the our lips must always be sealed, that was like in the kiss, but also in the secret.
In the secret, that's right. Mm.
Um, but for you,
Mm.
it's do you see the love song part
Mm.
of it? Because I'm hearing the
Yes.
broader part, but what is it for
Mm.
you?
Well, that's the part that I think for me is it's almost like me accepting self because for a long time I did keep secrets,
Yeah.
especially about my childhood, my life, my traumas, my relationships, possibly my mental health. I was misdiagnosed a lot as well. So it become a thing, the shame, everything, and then the masking. So I'd keep a lot to myself.
Yeah.
But it's only recently I'm able to talk and be so open
Mm.
and not so worried about people judging. So, and as I say, and then meeting other people that are, like-minded or have had similar experiences, it's really good. But this particular love story, I guess, in a way, is me, for me, and loving self, and being able to have that relationship with myself and maybe keep a lot secret. That's okay. Not everyone has to know everything either. And as an ADHD, sometimes oversharer, it's also taught me that too. But I think it's more the
Yeah.
darkness that I keep to
Yeah.
self. Again, I don't feel I want to be, I've never wanted to be the person out there that's telling all my friends my problems and feel sorry for me. And I would
Mm.
actually disappear. And one of my best friends would say that. It took her a while, but she's like, I understand you now. I get you, Cass. We know you'll come back when you're ready. And that
Yeah.
might be because I'm having a dark time or I'm feeling depressed or something like that, which has happened over the life journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a lot of things that, yes, used to have to keep a secret. And it might be about
Yeah.
who I am, and that was hard, or covering up things for other people in the family,
Mm.
that kind of thing. So yeah, it is a
Yeah.
beautiful story, and I guess yeah, and I also really do love the George Orwell's 1984.
Mm.
So yeah,
Um, I just really want to come back to what you said about, yes, it's a love song, but it's a love song about self.
Hmm. It's
I
my love
think,
song to me. Yeah.
yeah, like I think we don't talk about self-love. We
No.
don't teach self-love. We don't model self-love. Most of us don't self-love as females. Like you're not allowed to do that
Mm,
kind of thing. Like you just have to please everybody else, certainly our generation and
mm,
before.
yeah.
Um, it's that's really potent.
Yes, and I used to self-sabotage, I would push people away that were actually loving me. I didn't know how to receive love either properly because it was always with a condition or there was harm or whatever was involved.
Yeah,
But that's the other thing about really understanding myself and being able to actually now finally say I love myself. But I could never say that, let alone handle if anyone told me that.
mm,
So
mm,
it's only in recent years again, and with a relationship I'm in that, yeah, I'm able to receive it. Sometimes I still question it and challenge it. But unconditional love is a beautiful thing, but it's also something, how can you be loved if you don't love yourself?
yeah,
So that's been another new revelation for me is that now that I'm okay with myself, I don't think I'm too much. They're just not my people, is my thoughts nowadays, rather than I would in the
yeah,
old days try to work hard to fit in. Okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to read a book? Do I need to be quiet? Do I need to go out drinking? What do I need to do? Yeah. And now I do what's right for me,
yeah,
which then means
perfect.
I can enjoy relationships as well. And yeah, receive love is a nice thing, not push it away.
And what a journey. I know,
Mm,
like in the 80s, it was like, it was such an insult. We'd say, oh, they love
yeah,
themselves. Um,
I
and
know.
it's like,
Yeah.
looking back now, because like that was what I learned as a teenager, to love yourself is bad. You don't want to do that. And
Yeah.
knowing that you're
Yeah.
different and that whole thing, as much as I always hate to
Mm,
admit that we do have a space in our life where we're trying really hard to fit in and work out what the rules are because they just don't make sense.
yeah, they don't.
But to sort of come to this point in life and go, you know what?
Mm,
You have to love yourself. You have to
sure
love who
do.
you are and what you're about. And I think
Yeah.
embrace the quirks
Yes.
and be completely fine with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And as you
Because
said, like if someone
everyone
doesn't
brings a
like it,
strength.
yeah,
Mm,
and the people that don't like it, they're not our people, and that's okay.
that's right. But as you know, when you do meet other neurodivergent people, people who are similar and women, it's a powerful thing. It's a real bond that happens, like I said, with the workplace. When I
Yeah,
met these couple of good friends of mine, it was just like, wow, we didn't even really know each other, but it was just this synergy of we are okay with ourselves. We probably wouldn't have done that 20 years ago. We
yeah,
would have all been in our heads and worried. But here we were finally going, we're out, we're loud, we're okay with being, ADHD. Look, I also believe I'm AuDHD. I do
mm,
notice traits, but also what's helped me is I understand my kids as well. I can
yeah,
see it. They're not diagnosed, but I see things in them. But I've given them a good life, honestly. I'm proud of that. And they haven't had to suffer like I did.
yeah,
So I think their journey with neurodivergency is so much different to mine.
yeah.
Mm,
Good work. Because I think,
mm, mm.
yeah, I look back in my family and I can see it through the
Yeah.
family. I'm AUDHD, and
Yes.
I am sure my mum was, but
Yeah.
she was never allowed to be her. And
Yes.
there's so much sadness I feel because of that. And I'm just
Mm.
really glad, say, paying it forward,
Yeah.
so to speak, you can give that to your children.
Yes.
Mum saw us and loved us, but that was kind of like
Yes.
that was home. And
Yes.
out in the world, we had to kind of, we're different people,
Mm. Different.
which
Yes.
is not how it should
Yeah.
be. Yeah,
It's not, is it? No. And then, when you speak up and you start to feel okay in yourself, people will try to shut you down or
yeah,
sometimes it's your own family. They just can't accept or don't understand or refuse to understand what's really going on and say, oh, it's just that thing you have, and you're like, wow, that's hurtful.
mm,
So sometimes the people closest to you, unless they can acknowledge what's happening for them,
yeah,
yeah, it's really tough. So I understand what you mean. And with parents, I don't want to say a real lot, but yeah, it's been
yeah, yeah,
challenging. Yeah, my
for
mum, I
sure.
believe, is also, but in her generation, it wasn't a thing. It wasn't
Exactly.
talked about. It's got to be more mental health, and there must just be something wrong with you,
Yeah,
and that's
you're
that's hard
broken.
too. Yeah, you're broken. So
Mm,
then, as an adult child too, you're trying to show your parents who you are. Hey, I'm this, I'm that. Look at me. Um, mm,
Yeah.
Sometimes they understand and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. I think when we look at the way understanding of human traits and
Mm,
behaviors has shifted, I
yes.
mean, our
Yes.
generation, it
Yeah.
it didn't even really exist when we were little. Um,
No, that's
and
right.
certainly, what's it, the last 10 years, you could
Mm.
it potentially be both. And up until that point, you could only be one or the other, if you
Or
were
it was a
diagnosed at
boy
all.
thing back when I
Exactly.
was at school. It was, oh,
Yeah.
there's the kids with the ADHD. They were known as the, naughty kids, the ones that are in the, outside the principal's office all the time. I think what I found interesting too, learning about neurodivergence, was the fact with women, which is why now I'm very passionate to support women, especially with late diagnosis,
Yeah.
who need to navigate the journey of, yeah, that accepting yourself. Because sometimes too, you're sort of also, it's positive, but it can also be a little bit negative too,
Mm.
because you look at your life and go, like I did actually at one point, going, oh my God, I did struggle. Gee, I wish I had been diagnosed earlier. But then I thought, well, hindsight, can't do that. All I can do is go, thank goodness I know now.
Yeah.
And it helps me to accept everything I did. Or if I made bad decisions in the day, it just puts meaning and sense to it.
Yeah.
Mm,
And I think taking off that I was broken,
mm,
I was messed up
hmm.
label that we put on ourselves for doing what we did,
Yes,
given who we were and how misunderstood we were.
exactly. And explained a lot of the chocolate binges too, like, learning that, oh, I was just seeking dopamine. It wasn't just I had bad relationships with food.
Yep.
So, again, there's just so many good points to it
Yeah,
that I
for
like to
sure.
focus on that now. But,
Yeah.
obviously there are the negatives too, but that's like with everything, there's good and bad in everything.
Hmm. For
Hmm.
sure. So, has there been a time
Hmm.
where just being yourself felt like resistance?
Hmm. Yes. I think sometimes at work, in the workplace, it can be because you're also working in a system within a system sometimes. And yeah, that can be hard.
Hmm.
And there are times I get annoyed at myself
Okay.
because I can't let certain things go if it's not resonating with my values or my that sense of justice and
Yeah.
fairness.
Yeah.
I'm very big on that. Like I even have a team member who knows me very well, knows my ADHD, and will say things like, now don't get angry. And I'll be like, what? Again, it's like, what? I'm hearing injustice. It's like this little alarm. And I'm like, and then I realized this one day and I said, no, it's okay. I'm just expressing myself.
Yeah.
But it also was good because then I listened and I thought to myself, yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm fighting every battle. So there's those times where
Yeah.
I'm like, self-check, breathe, it's okay. Don't have to fight every battle here.
Yeah. Oh, certainly not
Yeah.
today.
And or not today. And the ones that do maybe need to be challenged, or I do it more strategically now and less emotionally, if that makes sense. Mm.
Definitely.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing so much
Oh,
about the song and what it means and that
pleasure.
journey with
Thank
that.
you.
So I want to ask you what I call the curly question, which
Okay.
is, what is the first thing that you ever wanted to be?
Oh, I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Tell me more.
Yep. I used to love drawing.
Mhm.
And actually, my father's very talented drawer, but sketch, whatever, he doesn't. He's never done anything with that. But anyway, long story short, so he'd often say to me, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, I'm going to be a fashion designer. And I loved sketching at the time and I loved clothing and stuff. And the goal was I was going to drive a Porsche. So yeah, but then that was thrown against me actually in my high school years because Dad would say, well, you're not doing well at school. You're never going to get the Porsche.
Oh dear.
Not going to be the fashion designer. Do you know what I mean? So there was
Yeah.
not a lot of encouragement, but it's also reflective of his own upbringing, and I don't hold it against
Mm.
him. But at the time, I did. It's like, but
Mm.
but I reckon I can.
So what
So.
was it that drew you to the like fashion design? Like
Yeah. Yeah, I think
why
it was
that?
because I was drawing a lot at the time, and in high school, arts was always my thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I just thought, oh, how good it would be to be creative and
Yeah.
create your own, fashion and look, probably too, to be honest, I was inspired by Bold and the Beautiful. I used to watch that show. There was a bit of that, but more so yeah. And look, it's really ironic. I used to draw a lot. I was very artistic. I'm not now.
Mm.
I haven't done it for a while, but yeah. But that was what I wanted to do at first. Yeah.
It's so interesting because
Mm,
what I'm hearing in there is because fashion design's about creating the new,
mm,
it's thinking outside the
mm-hmm.
square to come up with something different.
Yes.
And I see that as so validating of you, your
Mm,
nature, your being.
yes.
And okay, you may not be doing fashion design, but you're
Mm,
creating and
I'm a
allowing
creator.
that
Mm,
in all of your clients, in all of the work that you do. And so that threads come all the
yes.
way through.
And speaking of threads, I can't sew to save myself. I don't have the
Oh, wow.
patience, right? So I also learned maybe what put me off was, well, I'd be the designer only. I couldn't sew to save myself. And I
Yeah.
have no interest in that part, but I do like to be creative. So, yeah. So I guess in the work I do, I can be creative in other ways.
Yeah. But it's like the
Mm,
creativity is coming out in a way where you're opening doors for people to be
yes.
themselves and allowing
Yes.
them to create who they are or
Who they
be who
want to
they are,
be. Hmm.
which is so powerful.
Yeah. No, it is, isn't it, actually?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, that's yeah.
Yay. Well, you shared so openly about your experience as a late diagnosed
Mm,
ADHD.
mm,
And I just want
yes.
to thank you so
Yeah.
much for that.
You're so welcome.
I
It's a
understand
pleasure.
too that you've got a trauma-informed program for women who are ADHD or neurodiverse. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, I'm just finished putting it together actually. It's called Empower Her ADHD. And it's something that it's a like a 12-week program. So to empower, also to help women heal. I have found in my experience a lot of women I've supported over the time, and if they are neurodivergent, have also been impacted by violence,
Yeah,
trauma. It seems to be something that goes together. So this program is to address that and help people to embrace the ADHD, empower them, but also do some healing. So there's a bit of counseling involved and some coaching, empowerment coaching, and yeah,
fantastic. Oh
to
my
help
gosh.
people accept themselves. But I think the aim of this too is to also prevent. If we can do more prevention work, people understand themselves sooner than later. They might not get into violent relationships, or at
Yeah.
least have the skills and learn about the boundaries required and
Yeah,
not be the people pleaser that often happens with, yeah,
definitely. And I'm
those kind of
guessing
relationships. Yeah.
guessing too not with violence isn't just physical violence, it's the emotional and
No.
psychological as well that often doesn't get
Yeah.
talked about.
Yes,
But
that's right. Yeah.
wow,
So, but yeah, so yeah,
that's
that's coming soon.
it sounds so amazing and I know that's going to help
Mm.
so many people.
Yes, I think it
It's
will.
very
And again,
needed.
I also know a lot of good women that will be onboarded as well to help deliver that, and they will all have
Great.
lived experience too. Because I guess I mean, that's the thing. A lot of the clients, I've done a lot of hours of counseling in my time, but probably the key theme most people will say is, gee, you're real. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah,
My energy often does actually help them.
yeah,
But I also, it's a different space when I'm in the counseling chair, though. I can
yeah.
regulate, I match the client, or I can,
Mm,
it's just so different. It's where the ADHD is under control, let me tell you,
yeah, but
which is funny.
which is still, but it's still playing such a big role in what you do.
Mm,
Just because it's taking in all the
mm.
detail, it's understanding all of what's going on and working with that.
But it's
Um,
really helped me to learn to regulate, yeah, because,
yeah,
no one wants to be sitting opposite a counselor who's anxious and traumatized and all those things, or talking to. But so,
yeah,
as I said, over the journey, it's been so powerful to obtain the skills to know when and where I can turn it off, switch it on, give myself permission to be me, free thinker, go a little creative, however that might be. But also when to, yeah, calm that down and
yeah,
yeah, put my professional hat on. So yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
Your lived experience is always going to be so powerful in
yeah.
that space in particular. I know
Mm,
people always. I think when you've lived something, it's different to when it's just academic or, you've done
Yes.
short training in something and it's just some
Mm,
some other person's perspective on life or whatever it is. But to know it,
mm,
to feel it, to have lived it, but also to know
yeah.
that everybody's so different in their
Yeah.
experience of it, I think you've just got every single
That's right.
thing, all your
It's
ducks lined up there to do that so well for everybody. So thank you on behalf
and
of
I
all the
really
people you're
enjoy the
helping.
work. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's nothing better than watching someone become empowered and actually achieve their goals or even just do the healing. But also when I've worked with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women, I was amazed at the amount of times they'd say, "Hey, no one's ever asked me that before or listened." I'm not afraid to ask the questions.
Yeah.
And I do it very therapeutically, but I'm also able to listen, which
Yeah.
is really important. Whereas most people would assume, oh, you're ADHD, how could you be a counselor? Well, quite easily, actually.
Mm.
Yeah. So anyway, I haven't had that for a long time, but when I first became a
That's,
counselor, I'd get
yeah.
that. Or even my own family would say, oh, well, you should be able to control your anger. You're a counselor. And I'm like, hello, I'm not yours, and you trigger me. So that's different. Whereas, yeah, in
You
my
get to
work,
be a human. Hmm.
yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Wow. Wow.
it's been an incredible journey, and thank you for allowing me to reflect on all of that. It's been quite good, actually.
Ah, you're welcome. I wanted to ask
Hmm.
you too, what would you say to someone who feels different right now?
Okay, I'd tell them to take some time to reflect and do it without noise and distractions. Like go, maybe not, you don't have to go and sit in a tree, but just take time in a quiet space to really try to hear what's coming up for you and not everybody else's voice. What
Mm.
is it you really want to do? Who do you want to be, or who are you? And I guess it's really about having that self-compassion as well. Everyone's got a story, and I'm sure there's been a lot of people that have had hard times and good times. But yeah, it's about that rather than sitting with the why me, poor me, nothing will ever change. There's always hope. And I think even now with neurodivergency, it's really out there now. It's great. That's very hopeful to accept in ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, that's so powerful. Um, and I
Or
guess not
come and have
losing,
counseling.
but I guess to never lose hope
Mm,
and to just be
yeah.
looking within as well.
Yes. Well, that's
Yeah.
right. And that's the beauty too in the space when people do come to counselling. It is about that's the dedicated time to reflect, except you've got someone to help you do that. So again, if you find it, and often people don't like to be alone with their own thoughts, it's too much because they're not able to control those thoughts. So coming into sessions in counselling is a space to just let them out. Doesn't matter how it comes out, because it's about that person gaining insight into their own life.
Yeah.
So when people are in session with me, there's no judgment. Who am I to judge? But I'm here to help that person facilitate the thoughts so they can be the person they want to be or heal from the wounds they may have and accept themselves. And then I
Yeah.
guess my approach too is very strength based. There's always a strength in there somewhere that can help someone to reflect on the good parts of themselves. And that's
Yeah.
why I love that work that I do. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't become a fashion designer. I'm
I'm
on the
glad
right
to.
path. Yeah.
I just think the work you do is just so incredible, and I can hear too that,
Thank you.
and we can sit and ruminate and spiral
Mm,
and go to some funny place. Our own thoughts can be
yeah.
triggering, and doing it with someone like you to just be
Mm,
able to tap in there, to be witness, to
hmm.
be able to discuss it, and rather than just
Yes.
breaking the train of thought, whether that's spiraling or wherever it's
Yep.
going, into a dark tunnel or back out
Mm,
again, I don't know. But that's
yeah.
so powerful. So
Yeah,
thank
it
you for the
is.
work you do.
Thank you for saying that. That's amazing. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure. It's such a privilege, the job I do. So yeah, again, I work with some incredible women and I've seen some incredible women do great things after
Yeah.
working with me as well. So that's always just so empowering for me as well, knowing that the work is good.
It's
It's
making the
working for them.
difference.
It's
Yeah.
making a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cassandra, thank you so much for being here today and sharing about your
No
experiences.
worries. Thank you for having me, Lucinda. It's a pleasure. I love talking with you. It's been
Likewise.
great.
Likewise. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
everybody, thank you for joining Cassandra Allen and me on The Outsider Within. Join me next time as I share another song that takes me to another place. May you continue to own what supports you even when it looks different. If this conversation resonated with you, you're very welcome to like, subscribe, or explore more below. And if you've ever felt different, you're not alone in that. Take care, and I'll see you next time.